Hello and welcome to another episode of Bob's Bullet Points on the Handgun World podcast channel. Today I want to talk about a couple of really cool SIG pistols. I've done some reviews on these in the past, but I call them the dynamic duo of pistols. I don't know about you. I don't know if you guys remember Batman and Robin TV series. When I was a kid, some of you are probably too young, but when I was a kid, Batman and Robin was one of my favorite TV series before all the movies started and everything. And they were called the dynamic duo. And I think that there's a dynamic duo of pistols and concealed carry handguns, which I'll talk about. First of all, this is sponsored by Keepers Concealment, the #1 authority on appendix carry holsters. Check them out at keepersconcealment.com. And it's also brought to you by Concealment Solutions, the makers of the best outside the waistband and inside the waistband holsters. Check them out at concealmentsolutions.com, and links will be below this video. So this is the video preview of what I want to talk about coming up in episode 584 for those of you who subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, this video is for the guy on Apple Podcasts who says I'm a Glock fanboy. Well, okay, you think I'm a Glock fanboy? Let me go ahead and talk about some SIG pistols. How's that? Just for you, guy. Okay, so the SIG P365 series. The SIG P365 that came out, and shortly after, the SIG P365XL. I think these are the dynamic duo. There's a lot of reasons for that. First of all, there's so many parts between these that are interchangeable, okay? And, you know, that's one of the great things. If you're going to have two concealed carry pistols, I think it's important that the parts are interchangeable. That is one reason why people like to stick with the same type of handgun, because in many cases, especially for small concealed handguns, there might be two that are very similar by the same manufacturer. The differences are enough that you get different benefits, but they're the dynamic duo because they work so well together. Just like Batman and Robin worked well together, these handguns work well together, and I'm going to show you why. If you're a big fan of the SIG P365 series, I think it's a good idea, if it's in your budget and if it's in your means to do so, get both of these. First of all, let's talk about holsters. This is one of my sponsors, Concealment Solutions. It's a great outside the waistband all Kydex holster. It is made for my SIG P365XL. It's made perfectly for this handgun. The cool thing is I can get my P365. Whoops. Let's get the right magazine in there first, okay? The SIG P365, and I can drop it into the same holster. I'm using a 12-round magazine for my P365. And so you can keep the same holster. Get a holster made for the P365XL, and you can put the XL and the P365 in the same holster. You know, out of the box with the flush-fitting magazine, the 365XL, 12 rounds plus one in the chamber. Out of the box, the P365, 10 rounds plus one in the chamber, and I can put the 12-round magazine. I can use that. And so that's what I've done, is I've got the 12-round magazine for this gun. So now, they're basically the same ammo capacity. The way I got them set up right now, 12 plus 1 and 12 plus 1. So I know how many rounds I've got on me, about the same, or they're both the same when I'm using these magazines. I know I can get 15 round mags for the 365XL. I can also get 15 round mags that I can put, well, not the magazines, not 15 rounds, but I can get the mag extensions to put 15 round mags in my 365 as well. The sights are the same. That's another reason why I think that they're the dynamic duo of pistols, because the sights are exactly the same. And the sights are awesome. A nice green front, kind of a fiber optic and tritium looking. Well, it's definitely tritium. They're night sights in the front and the back, but it also looks like a nice green fiber optic. And I don't know about you, but for me, I'm 60 years old, so my eyes are not quite picking up colors like they used to, and my eyes are not what they used to be when I was 40. So the green sight is easier for me to see. It's kind of like a fiber optic sight. Much easier for me to see than red or orange. I like the fact that SIG equips both of these guns with the really cool sights, and they're all night sights. So you don't need to do anything to these guns. Another reason why they're such a great pair, a great combination, is you don't need to change anything. They're good just the way they are. They have, really good, I'm going to show you that this is an empty gun. They have real good triggers, especially on the 365XL. I like the flat trigger. I like that the best. The flat trigger, to me, is really good. I wish that there was a flat trigger on the 365. We'll clear this out, show you that that's a clear gun. So I wish that the trigger was a little bit better, more like the 365. It's rounded, and for the guy that called me a Glock fanboy, that's one thing I don't like about Glocks. I don't like the trigger face, the trigger shoe, some people call it. I like that on the SIG a lot better. It's nice and it feels smooth and it seems to fit my finger better. But the only thing is that I can't get the leverage on it that I can with the flat trigger. The flat trigger just gives me more leverage, okay? That's what I like about it is, this section right here is just nice and straight, and so ergonomically it fits my hand perfectly, and I can get the leverage that I need. Great combination of guns, and they're really not, it's not all that much money to have both of these, and if for some reason I needed to do it, some of the parts I could take out of one gun and I could put them in the other gun, and that's a good plus as well. Also, let's make sure now that I let you know that the texturing on these are perfect, and it's the same. It's the same texture on the grip, and it is on both pistols. Okay, it's the same feeling. Both of them have an accessory rail. Let's see if I can get that. There we go. I can get you to see that accessory rail right there on the 365 and also on the 365XL. The 365XL, what's really cool is it's also optics cut. See if I can get you. Yeah, I think you can probably see that optics cut right there. Okay, the rear sight comes off. I'm going to be putting an optic on here. I'll be getting a SIG optic and putting that on here soon. The 365 is not, but this for this gun right here, I don't really expect it to have an optic on it. I'm not going to really use it for that. This is my deep concealment concealed carry, my 365. My 365XL is when I want a little bit more gun. And I'll tell you what, if you're not a Glock fan, if you're not a Glock 19 fan, I think this 365XL is a very good Glock 19 alternative. So is the Glock 48, but I'm talking about SIG pistols in this video and in the upcoming podcast. Because you can get the 15-round mags for this, and it's just a really easy to carry, easy to conceal gun. Get the dynamic duo of pistols, get the 365 and the 365XL, and enjoy. If you like this video, subscribe, like it. Also check out my audio podcast at handgunworld.com, which I'll be doing another episode coming up real shortly. Check that out. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.